For the first time this 2025 Eurovision season, we're doing a quick reaction video to some national final songs and giving our pre-contest rankings. Today it's Finland's national selection, UMK, and I don't speak Finnish, so I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the full name. Forgive me also for whatever words I butcher. We'll publish it with our article on the website, which, by the way, is theeuroyard.com. There you can also find the other national final songs we've evaluated so far, as well as a calendar of the national finals, which might help give you a timeline of when we'll know all 38 Eurovision entries for 2025. Anyway, on to Finland's selection, which will be on Saturday, the 8th of February in Tampere. There are just 7 competing acts, and before we go any further, there are gonna be betting odds out there, and it's a fun thing to look at, well, sometimes, but don't be discouraged because sometimes they can be very wrong. In UMK just a year ago, No Rules was well behind in the odds on the day of the contest, and Sarah Sipilä was supposed to walk home with it, but she didn't. If your favorite is not in the best position, just hope they put on a good show and anything can happen. We'll give a brief evaluation of each of the 7 songs in the order they were released, and then at the end we'll talk you through our pre-show top 3. First, it was Nightmares by Naya River. I thought it was alright, but I did have a few notes. For a song that is classified as a dance pop entry, I think it took a little too long to get to the good part. This was kind of a slow loader as it took almost a full minute for the beat to pick up. My other concern here is that her voice sounded pretty produced and synthesized in the music video, and when that happens, the first question you need to ask is, can she pull off the vocals live? There are going to be some challenging notes here in this composition, so if she can, it could make an impact on finals night. Of course, best of luck to her and all the performers. Next up was Hitamen Hautan by Nelly Matula, the title of which translates to Slower to the Grave. The vocals here were okay. I thought the lyrics were not bad, and I don't think it was uninteresting, but I do wonder if this song is going to stand out. There are some big numbers in this show, which, trust me, we will get to, and I'm not sure this song has enough punch to stand above some of the others that will be getting a lot of attention. The third song released was Seisin by Kosti, and that title means messed up. There were other singers who probably had better vocals in this contest, but this was the best composition overall. One theme you'll see on the Euroyard over and over is that I have a certain level of respect for songs that tell a story with the lyrics and don't just regurgitate cliches. This song told me a story, and clearly someone came into his life and left it a mess. Without giving too much away until the end, I thought this was certainly one of the better songs on the slate. Fourth on the release list was Aina by Vivi. I thought she had the best vocals out of any of the 7 contenders. They got better as the song neared its conclusion. What might hurt it is that this isn't the only song in the contest that occupies the same space in terms of genre, and it's not necessarily memorable, but it is done pretty well. We will see how she does. The 5th song released was something else, and we need to talk about this. It was Puppy by One Morning Left. I heard the song and my first reaction was, quite literally, holy what the hell did I just listen to anyway? There was a lot to unpack here. For starters, I think because it stands out so much, this song is probably going to be the favorite. I also think, as stated on our Blue Sky account, which you should totally follow, that it might be a divisive or polarizing favorite. People are either going to love it or hate it. This was tough to score because there weren't vocals so much as there were guttural screams. The composition, yeah, it wasn't exactly Shakespeare. I can respect the fact that it went in a completely different direction from everyone else, and I have no doubt that this is going to entertain people live on stage. The question is going to be if the shock value is enough to win the contest. This is absolutely the kind of song that Finland would send to Eurovision because it can win the televote while the juries tank it. I will say too, you may know from the website that I've listened to all 1,700 plus songs, and if this goes to Basel, it would be one of the harshest songs in the history of the contest. Finland has done metal before, but this is way more abrasive than Hard Rock Hallelujah was. We'll see how it does. I expect it to be the favorite, but we'll see if it wins. The 6th song was Made Of by Goldilocks. It had an interesting beat, so I gave it credit for that, and I thought it was interesting in general, with some potential. Where I got off this particular ride was that the vocals were not for me. I've read some of the online comments. This song has its fans, and that's great for her. This is isn't the sort of music I would gravitate towards, unfortunately. And like with a few other of the songs, I wonder how much it's going to stand out. She's going to need to tap some energy from that beat and convert it into a good performance. Finally, the last song is another one we need to talk about, Ich Komme by Erika Wickemann, who very nearly won this contest 5 years ago. You may have noticed that this title is in German, and it translates to I'm coming. Boy, that ain't very subtle, is it? Then you watch the video and she's rolling around in a gooey substance. I'll let you use your imagination. Hey, could you imagine if Ich Komme and Kant from Malta both make it? Eurovision might be getting very spicy in 2025. Might not be safe for work viewing. Anyway, it made me laugh and it was interesting enough. Not the best vocals in the contest, but I think she's gonna put on a good show in her hometown, so keep an eye on her. Finally, we'll unveil our top 3 and be sure to tune in on February 8th to find out who will win and go to Eurovision in 2025. Also, be sure to subscribe to the Euroyard, follow us on social media, and check out theEuroyard.com.